good afternoon, or good morning. This is wildlife biologist Eric Orff from New Hampshire Fish and Wildlife. This is a Monday, August 5th, 2019. So today I'm going to talk about bats. You know, back in 1983, I started a business called Bat and Wildlife Control because at that time the state was giving permits to pesticide companies to use DDT to kill bats. So Fish and Game personnel would actually go out and certify that there was a bat colony, and that certification meant that then they could hire a exterminator to come in and kill all the bats. So I didn't think much of that, so I started Bat and Wildlife Control in 1983 and began to exclude bats. So basically I went out in the evening, worked all day for the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department as a wildlife biologist, and then at nighttime I would go out and watch the bats leave, you know, get there early enough to glass the house with binoculars, and you can usually figure out where they're coming and going. So I'd throw my ladders up and seal the alternative site. So if you can slide two pencils side by side into a crack, the bat can get in it. So you got to get up there and seal all the alternative holes that they could get in, and I would watch them fly out, and once they were all out, I would seal the last hole. And lastly, I'd go up in the attic and catch any stragglers and take them out. And I did that for about 25 years. But thinking back, a couple of things. This time of year, late July and early August, we're on the 5th, is really the bat season in New Hampshire. The baby bats that were born this spring are now flying. Late July, early August, they are flying. And because this spring was so cold, I think that might be a little late in getting their wings. So right about now could be peak bat season, bat time. So you might end up with a bat downstairs, you know, and the baby bats don't necessarily follow the mother out. They take a left instead of a right and end up downstairs. So typically I would get a flurry, literally a flurry of calls this time of year. And so what you need to do is take a can or a jar, or, you know, first of all, isolate the bat. If it's flying around, shut all the other doors so that it's isolated in a particular room. And if you can open the top part of the windows, that would be great, and just let it fly out. If that doesn't work, or it's the next morning you discover the bat, you can throw a towel over it and use some gloves and throw the whole thing outside, or put a can or a jar over it, then slide a piece of cardboard between the bat and the wall and take that outside and give it a toss. So there's no need of killing these bats. They really are doing no harm. They're simply juveniles making a mistake. So this is bat time. You're going to see some bats, and our bat numbers are way down. We know that because of that fungus disease that is killing off our bats, and the numbers are significantly reduced from what they were even 20 years ago. Well, what are some of the experiences I had? I was thinking this morning, because it's bat season, about one of the calls I got was a nun retirement home. So I went to this nun retirement home, and I should mention that really, I think nuns work a long time before they get to retire. And the head nun, I don't know what you call them, the head nun, had asked me soon after I arrived. She said, well, you know, I think I got bit by a bat on the breast. So she tried and tried and tried to get me to examine the bat bite, and I did not. So you know, maybe I deserve a place in hell for that, but I'm thinking that would be better than what I would have seen there. So anyway, so one of my experiences was a bat proofing a nun's retirement home, where the head nun was convinced she had a bat bite on her breast, which I did not examine. You never know what life is going to deal when you go out there dealing with bats. So let those bats free. Give them a chance. Hey, it's bat season. Come on, get in the game and let these bats free.